So dear friends, we are in human resource management subject of BBA. Let us see what we have learned first before moving to the next topic. We are in the first unit. In first unit, introduction to human resource management and environment is there. That is the first unit's title. In this one, we have already discussed the functions of human resource management, the managerial and operative role of human resource management. And in the last class, we have discussed personal management versus HRM, human resource management. So today, we will discuss strategic management approach. What is strategic management approach? What is its role in human resource management policy? How it has an influence in the organization? Okay. So those in detail we will observe. All these are over. Coming to strategic human resource management. This is the topic that is going to be discussed in this class. Okay. Now before strategic human resource management, let us first of all come to know as to what is strategy. See, whenever we come across the word strategy, what it implies is thinking from a long-term perspective. If we plan, that is a strategy. See, we can plan on the basis of short term, or on the basis of medium term, or on the basis of long term. So if we plan for a long term, that is a strategy. So involvement of planning based on a long term perspective is called strategy. So with reference to human resource management, recruiting personnel from a long term perspective, keeping in mind long term goals, objectives of the organization, is what strategic human resource management is. And developing human resources, training human resources, keeping in mind the long-term objectives of the organization is what strategic human resource management is. So recruiting human resources, training them, rewarding them, motivating them, developing them, keeping in mind long-term objectives, long-term goals of your organization is what we mean by saying strategic human resource management. So strategic human resource management is the connection between a company's human resources and its strategies, objectives and goals. This is what you mean by saying strategic human resource management. It establishes a connection between the company's objectives, the company's goals and the company's human resources. If you are recruiting individuals, if you are training individuals, if you are transferring individuals, you will keep in mind long-term objectives of the organization, not short-term. Okay, I hope you understood. Now coming to aims of strategic human resource management. Now you can see, keeping in mind innovation. Innovation means creating something new. So I hope you already know the difference between innovation and discovery. Discovery implies it is already existing in the nature, but you will find out newly, that's all. You are not creating anything new. Suppose, let us take for example, blood circulation is there in the human body. The scientist who found first time how blood circulates in the human body, he made a discovery. It is not innovation or invention, or rather, whereas invention means finding a new thing. Suppose computer is there, it is not already there in the nature. The scientist, the technician who has found assembled computer, he has done it for the first time. In the nature it is not already there. So that is invention. So similarly, innovation is creating something new. Okay. So with innovative thinking, with a new set of thinking, you will recruit individuals, you will train individuals, and you will compensate individuals. You will give remuneration to individuals. So not only that, advanced flexibility. What is flexible? Flexible means, flexibility implies capacity to change. So fixed means, see, you can see this is flexible. My hands are fixed. They are not moving. But now flexible, they are moving. They can dance, they can show anything to you. So that is flexibility. So in recruiting, in transferring, in promoting, in demoting, in taking any corrective measures, the organization's bosses will be flexible. So the main aim of strategic human resource management approach is advancing flexible, increasing flexibility, keeping in mind modern changes. So that is why, even though every employee is supposed to come to organization, they are being given a chance to, they are being given a choice to work from home. That is flexibility in human resource policy. In this pandemic situation, in this global crisis, there is nothing wrong in giving them chance to, or rather choice to employees to work from home. So that is advancing flexibility and innovations and competitive advantages. See, whenever human resources are treated nicely in the organization, they will work with more dedication. They will work with more discipline, self-discipline rather. They will be self-motivated. So, strategic human resource management aim is advancing flexibility, innovative thinking, and thereby obtaining or gaining competitive advantage. So, coming to second main aim of strategic management, strategic human resource management is developing a fit for purpose organizational culture. Means, see, one organization's culture will be different from another organization's culture. Means it may be recruitment policies, it may be maintaining discipline, it may be maintaining time management skills, or it may be obeying boss's, chief's orders. There are different kinds of cultures you can observe in different organizations. So with the help of a strategic human resource management approach, you can see to it that the employees fit your organization's culture. They will not deviate from your culture. They will adjust to your culture. Now thereby, if these two aims are fulfilled, automatically it fulfills the third goal. Third aim will be fulfilled, will be achieved. That is improving business performance. See, if employees are taken care of with a flexible outlook, with an innovative outlook, providing them with competitive advantage and developing them and giving them time to adjust to your organizational culture, they will automatically be self-motivated and it will lead to improvement in business performance. This is what you mean by saying strategic human resource management. Normally, in an organization, you will find three levels of thinking, of planning: strategic planning, managerial planning, and operational planning. Not only in planning, but in employees also. In my earlier class, I mentioned strategic level employees will be there, managerial level employees will be there, operational level employees will be there. See, operational means they coming to employees, they will work on a day-to-day basis. Okay, or they work at the lowest level in the organization or lower level in the organization. Okay, you take the case of a educational institution. Okay, here in a strategic level, you will find principals or above principals, or you can find commissioner, our government colleges commissioner, and the principal, sir. These will come in a strategic level. And managerial, you can say all the assistant professors, all the lecturers, or all the professors, all the associate professors, they will come in managerial level employees. And operational, you can see sweepers, attendants, watchmen, or gardener, or security guard. All these are operational level employees. That these three levels with reference to employees I mentioned. Now coming to planning. See, strategic planning implies long-term planning. Long-term, in our sense, for our discussion point of view, it is more than 5 years period. Above 5 years period. Okay. Now, medium term means 1 to 5 years period. If you think that is managerial level planning, managerial planning, and operational, it is less than 1 year. You recruit employees on a day-to-day basis just for getting a work done. Suppose you are constructing a house. You think that you estimate that in 1 year it will be completed. So you give it in a contract to labor or to mestri, to mason you call them as. So that is a short-term plan you have evolved. In 6 months, in 4 months, we are going to complete the house. Okay, but remember, you live for a long term in the house, but the construction is short term. Only within 6-7 months you can construct if everything is intact, if money is ready, if men are ready, if machinery is ready, if managerial ability is there, you can construct a house within 6-7 months. So in organization, 3 levels of planning you can observe: strategic level, managerial level, and operational level. Operational level, as I mentioned, the planning which lasts less than 1 year, which lasts less than 1 year. And in managerial level planning, it lasts between 1 year to 5 years. In strategic level planning, it implies long-term planning for more than 5 years or more than 10 years or for the lifetime of the organization. Okay, this is what you mean by saying various levels of planning in the organization. Now, we will have a comparison between these 3 levels. Okay, how human resources are being selected and they are placed, how reward system is there based on strategic level, based on managerial level, and based on operational level. Then how performance appraisal you are going to do. Appraisal means evaluation, testing, how they are going to be developed, how employees are going to be developed. So time and again I am saying difference between training and development. Training normally you will give to operational level employees, lower cadre employees, whereas the developmental measures, developmental activities, you will take into consideration for developmental activities, strategic and managerial level employees. So now coming to strategies, now you can see specification for a long time, more than 5 years or more than 10 years. Okay. Now managerial level, compared to strategic level, it is less than. Make longitudinal validation of selection. Longitudinal means comparatively long in comparison with operational level selection and placement. Selection and placement means recruiting employees, selecting them and placing them in appropriate divisions in your organization. Okay. Coming to operational level, selection and placement, preparation of staffing plans, recruitment plans, and review. You are going to do review activity on a day-to-day basis, whether employee is working nicely or not. On a day-to-day basis, you will examine the work of a laborer in the organization and you will take corrective measures. If you are not satisfied, you will remove daily. On a day-to-day basis, you review the performance of a lower level employee. If you are not satisfied, you will remove immediately. Okay. Now coming to strategic rewards. Reward means it may be, remember, two kinds of rewards normally are going to be there: monetary reward, non-monetary reward. Monetary means in salary, in wages, or any bonus. If you pay, that is monetary reward. Reward means something in return, whereas non-monetary reward, it is not related to money. Simply you will promote an individual. You will transfer to his liking a place. That is non-monetary reward. You will provide him with a rent-free accommodation. Every month you will provide him with a gas cylinder. That is non-monetary reward based on the performance. See, in strategic human resource management approach, you are going to establish a reward program that will be internationally competitive. Means you try to attract. See, in this globalization, any person can work in any country, provided that particular individual has skills, that particular individual has efficiencies, that particular individual has effectiveness. He can work, he or she can work anywhere in the world. Okay. You can see, so reward is going to be internationally competitive. Means you are going to give rewards to the employees which are comparable with the best in the world. With the best in the world, with the best companies in the world. Topmost rewards you are going to give, provided the employee satisfies your organization's goals. He or she tries to achieve organizational goals. Okay. So based on the performance, if his or her performance is satisfactory to you, that performance which enables your organization to achieve strategic goals, if you are satisfied, you are ready to reward that individual with internationally competitive pay scales. Okay. Now coming to managerial level reward. So this is, as I have already mentioned, it relates to a 5-year plan. Just we used to have 5-year plans, first 5-year plan, second 5-year plan, like that. So similarly, in managerial level approach, you are going to have a cafeteria type benefit. Cafeteria type benefit means which is rather flexible and more or less gives employees the chance to select the best option. Suppose, let us take for example, in certain companies, in certain organizations, you will find HRA, house rent allowance. Suppose if a manager level cadre employee is there, for him two options are available. If he chooses house provided by the company, by the organization, that is okay. If he does not want to live in the house, reside in the house provided by the organization, he wants to, suppose he wants to take a rented house. In that case, every month he will be paid 10,000 rupees. If he decides to stay in the house provided by the organization, this 10,000 will not be given. So that choice is given to the employee, that is cafeteria approach. So cafeteria approach will be there with reference to managerial level of thinking. Again, similarly, retirement packages will be like that. And coming to operational, I told simple wage and salary structure will be there, benefits package will be there, which will be reviewed on a day-to-day basis, on a monthly basis, or fortnight basis. Means for every 15 days, you are going to check the performance. Now, checking performance is nothing but appraisal. Appraisal means I told you will create, you will set a goal and you will compare the performance. Suppose your intention is every day 100 units should be produced. If an employee produces 60 units, his package will be different. If an employee produces 100 units, his package, his reward will be different. If an employee produces 150 units, his treatment in the organization will be different. So that is appraisal. So coming to strategic level, link appraisal, you are going to link appraisal to accomplishment of long-term objectives, not short-term objectives. Daily 100 units, you will not think, no. For 1 year, what is the production required? For 5 years, for 10 years, what you should achieve in the organization, that will be fixed. And after 5 years period is over, you are going to evaluate the performance of the individual. After 10 years are over, you are going to evaluate the performance. Now coming to managerial level. Okay. For this, assessment centers will be established for providing developmental assistance to employees. Okay. Training and development, I told for developmental separate centers, establishment of separate assessment centers will be established to monitor the performance in case of managerial level approach. Now coming to operational, it is more or less evaluation on a day-to-day performance. Day-to-day evaluation is going to take place in case of operational level employees. Okay, or in case of operational level thinking. See, in schools, some of the schools you can see, in some of the colleges also you can see, daily slip tests will be conducted. That is daily checking of the, daily evaluating the performance of not only the students, but also the teachers as well. How teachers are teaching. So it is on a day-to-day basis. That is comprehensive and continuous evaluation system. So similarly, at operational level, you are going to measure the performance on a day-to-day basis. Now coming to development means training of individuals at the highest cadre, I told. Coming to strategic level, plan development program with the flexibility necessary to adjust to change. Okay. So in the introduction I told, flexibility will be there. What is flexibility? I told with the example of my hand. If it is fixed, it will not move anywhere. If it is flexible means it can move anywhere. Okay, so in a strategic level, flexibility will be there, and whenever it is necessary, adjustment mechanism will be there, so as to enable change. Coming to managerial level, establishment of general management development program. Okay, general management development program will be there. It is less flexible compared to strategic level. Now coming to operational, you see in the introduction I told, in trainings, in the functions of HRM I told, training will be of two kinds, on the job training, off the job training. See, operational level employees, they will work at the grassroots level, at the basic level. For them, on-the-job training will be provided using specific job skills. Suppose a welder is there, a fitter is there, an electrician is there. If we teach him in the classroom without giving on-the-job training, it will be dangerous. Because it is skill related. So at operational level, they are frontline employees. They work on the job place. So for them, specific job skill training will be given. That is more or less on the job training. So these are the differences between strategic, managerial and operational levels differences. Okay, these are the various kinds of differences that you can observe between these four categories. Between these three categories based on the four criteria. Now coming to strategic human resources activities. First one is hiring. Hiring means nothing but recruitment. See, you can observe on an auto. For hire, they will write at the end, at the back side of the auto, not at the end rather. For hiring means for renting. Now, any organization will recruit employees rather than renting employees. Okay. So for hiring, strategic human resource management, human resources activities are mainly hiring, recruiting employees, recruiting and selection both are included, and training employees. Training simply said you have to take into consideration training and development also. Please remember, training the lower level employees, at the same time developing higher level employees also. Okay. Now rewarding employees. Rewards, I told, monetary reward is there, non-monetary reward is there. Monetary with reference to money. You increase salary, you decrease salary. You increase wage, you decrease wage. And non-monetary, you give him chance to work at his liking place, at his native place, or any place that he liked. You provide him with rent-free accommodation. That is rewarding employees in a non-monetary way. Okay. Now, so these are the three main activities of human resources. If the organization is adopting strategic human resource management approach. Okay. Now coming to benefits of strategic human resource management. What are the benefits? It increases job satisfaction because human resources are hired for a long term. They are given flexibility. They are given adequate rewards, both monetary and non-monetary. So it increases job satisfaction for them. It ensures better work culture in the organization. Improve rates of customer satisfaction. If employees work properly, automatically customer satisfaction will be ensured. Okay. Efficient resource management will be there. If see, I mentioned 4 M's: money, men, machinery, material. In these 4, only men have soul, men have heart. If they are given a free choice, if they are given a free hand, they work efficiently, they work effectively. If they work efficiently and effectively, automatically remaining resources, money or machinery or material, all these can be effectively used. So efficiently and effectively remaining resources can be used. So benefits of strategic human resource management include increase in efficiency in resource management, and a proactive approach to managing employees will be there. What is proactiveness? See, there are two actives. One is proactive and another one is reactive. See, if I ask you the running notes, only then if you respond, your approach is reactive approach. But daily if you send me my running notes in WhatsApp to me, that is proactive approach. Okay, proactive means before asking itself, if somebody does a certain act, that is proactive. Reactive means if something is asked from somebody, only then if you are acting, if only that is reactive. So with the help of HRM, a proactive approach to managing employees will be developed and it increases productivity. Boost means increase, not our drinking boost. Okay, boost means to increase the productivity, to improve the performance. Okay, so today we have discussed the first unit's topics, how many topics are covered, what are left, and coming to strategic human resource management, this topic is started today. In the next class it will be finished. I hope you understood this topic very well up to now. So thank you very much, dear friends.